If you're one of the people who came here simply out of desperation, I don't think that's a bad thing. If Atomy is your only alternative because you lack money, special licenses, expert knowledge, or because you can't do this, or maybe you aren't able to do that, I still believe there is hope. However, there are people who are problematic. Generally, these people tend to be the ones who think life is okay as long as they aren't starving. When you hear about the Atomy business, you will want to do this business because you will think, since I can make 10 times more than the pension I'm receiving now, my life will become a lot more leisurely. It would really be great if I could live that kind of life. Yet the problems arise in the next phase. Once it gets hard, people think, why should I have to do this? I can make ends meet without this business. This leads them to give up at this point. One of the main reasons why people don't succeed is due to having the thought of, why do I have to do this? Well, is there anything wrong with this business? How can you think that about Atomy? Are you hurting anybody? These people just don't accept Atomy because they don't understand it. You aren't doing anything wrong by doing this business. Is there anything wrong with telling others about a functional toothpaste that is low in price? Thus, rather than anything being wrong, these people just don't understand this business. Then what should you do? You need to inform them until they understand. Now, as we do this business, people often have a tendency not to take it very seriously. As such, when they come across any hardship, a lot will just give up on the spot. Others will think too seriously and won't even dream of starting the Atomy business. However, you should just begin without thinking. Although it's not that easy, it's still manageable. You'll figure out after you start that there's a reason why it can be hard. The only reason why it's difficult is due to the fact that you aren't used to it yet. If you try something that you've never done before, the task will seem difficult because you aren't accustomed to doing it. The fastest way to get used to it is by continually doing the task. Sooner or later, you will get accustomed to it. Things become more familiar the more you do them. There's no way around that. Even if you believe it doesn't suit you, your personality will change as long as you continually try. There's no shortcut to this process. Hence, this becomes a problem for people who are okay with making ends meet and thinking, why should I do this? Among the people who think like this, there are some who have a do-or-die attitude. These people tend to be those with warm hearts. Some of you may remember Royal Master Jin Wan Joo. He gave a special lecture regarding Atomy's beginnings. He was a branch manager for a bank before Atomy. Essentially, he had a pretty decent life before starting with us. Even though he had a good background and was able to live a fairly good life, he still thought about how he could provide more for the people he loved. Those who desired and wanted to fully express their love to others, but didn't have any way to do so, were the ones who eventually succeeded. I truly wish that there will be a great number of people with warm hearts in this era. Moreover, I believe that many people are like that already, and I hope that these people will achieve success with Atomy. As such, I envision that we will be able to spread a life of sharing and kindness through this. There are a lot of issues with the education system today. Even when we went to school, all the students were ranked from first to last, right? I believe that this ranking system is a serious problem. Wouldn't it be better to allow classmates to discuss and work together to solve a problem, rather than making them compete with one another? In our lives, there are more tasks that require cooperation instead of competition. This even applies to the Atomy business, because our foundation is not about competing with each other. Even in society, you need to work together to achieve success. Thus, we were taught wrongly in school. Furthermore, since our parents were taught in this manner, it becomes passed on to the next generation because they tell us you need to be number one. Not everyone can be number one. However, that is possible in the Atomy business. Those who started first became number one by making $50,000 a month. Members who started later, and even those who will come in the future, will all become first place when they reach this ceiling. The Atomy system doesn't allow only those who began first to become number one. Members who started later can achieve this because we placed a ceiling on the commission a person can earn, and that prevents anyone from earning more. That's why we placed this ceiling at $50,000 a month. As such, everyone will be able to gather at the top. The members who start now can still become leaders who make $50,000 a month. Therefore, it is necessary for you to have courage. If you truly have a warm heart, Atomy will allow you to achieve success without any other conditions. If you can't become wealthy after learning about Atomy, then you can't blame anyone but yourself. You are the only one at fault. Of course, there's a possibility that your descendants might resent you by saying, "Why didn't my parents or my grandparents do the Atomy business and pass that code down to me?" Since their friends would have received that code as an inheritance and lived a great life by receiving all of this commission, they would be able to do all the things that they wanted without having to worry about money. Yet, since your descendants would be trying to begin doing Atomy at that same time, it becomes clear as to why they might be resenting you. If you don't want to receive that blame, you need to do the Atomy business properly right now. You can't pass down other careers, like the position of a government official. Can you leave your medical license as inheritance? What about your law license? Then what can you pass on? The Atomy code can be passed down up to 3 generations. We will be entering the Chinese market soon. There's a huge population of people who are currently waiting for Atomy. When Atomy enters China, which has a population that is over 1 billion, do you know what will happen? The growth of this business will explode. With China, we will open branches in a few cities at the same time. And it will take a little time because we have to follow all the various procedures required by strict Chinese laws and build our own factories if we want to get approval for direct importation. We are entering other countries like Brazil because there is an enormous market for MLM there right now. The future developments of Atomy will all be just as colossal as this. Whether you will be taking the lead or just standing by and watching and becoming surprised when it does will be dependent on the mindset you have now. It's very important for you to have the courage to do this business, which you're not yet familiar with. Furthermore, It's necessary for you to tell the people around you that they will be making $50,000 a month. You have to make that announcement to your family. You should tell your husband, don't worry, I will take care of our retirement. To your children, you can say, I will make it possible so that you will be able to do whatever you want in your life. You need courage to do this. Yet those who lack it will just write their life scenario and hide it so that no one else can see it. Don't be like these people who lack courage. Instead, put it out in the open and show it to everyone. Show it to your sponsors, your partners, and most importantly, to the people you love, like your family and your friends. In order to tell everyone that you will be a royal master who makes $50,000 a month, you will need courage. It is important for you to talk about your dreams. Although being realistic and precise might seem like the right thing to do, if that's all you talk about, your reality will follow suit. Moreover, instead of being constant, your situation could get worse. You have to keep in mind how the world is going to change. There won't be any jobs in the future. When self-driving cars come out, there won't be any manual drivers. If that happens, how will the truck drivers make a living? Once the delivery system is taken over by drones, there will be no need for people to do that job. So what can people do to earn a living? We have a scary future ahead of us. We won't have any jobs because factories and offices are becoming automated. Every single thing in our society will become automated into a system. You need to ask yourself how you are preparing the future generations for this kind of situation. Atomy will help you get ready for this terrifying period. All we are doing is forming a distribution association where we can get the daily necessities that we use. By rallying the buying power of the group, we purchase great products at low prices, share, then distribute the profits amongst ourselves. As such, there will be a great difference between members and non-members. Even the pension systems in the developed countries are failing. They have to continually lower the pension given. Many people foresee a very dark, bleak, and difficult future ahead of us. You should visit a bookstore like I did not too long ago. I actually bought 31 books at that time. Because I'd been so busy, I hadn't been able to go to one in a while. But I saw a number of books regarding future strategies. I bought all of them. I even had to have them delivered because I couldn't carry them all. These books talked about what countermeasures were necessary. Atomy, of course, can be one way to prepare for the future. It's not about whether or not you should do Atomy. Rather, you won't be able to survive if you don't. You need to open your eyes and see the future. The future that awaits us is filled with darkness. This is actually what many scholars believe. I'm not just telling you my opinion. Many futurologists believe in this as well. A very scary world will be upon us, where it will be even more difficult to make ends meet for survival. Thus, it is important for us to work together. You need to become a part of the Atomy computer system and create a group. If you're not able to do this on your own, you should build up your group within the Atomy computer system. Furthermore, in order to develop this group, you can find the answer by becoming a member of the Atomy system. Because Atomy is the countermeasure to this gloomy future.